It says about Moshe Rabbeinu in this week's parsha in Israel that Moshe is the most humble of all men. When Moshe had the attack on him from his brother and sister, Aaron and Miriam, when they talked about how Moshe is not being with his wife because of his level of prophecy, and they didn't think that he should have that behavior, so Moshe didn't respond, and Hashem instead responded for him. And on that it says that Moshe was the most humble of all men. Rashi explains what it means to be humble. It means that he could bear people. He has the ability to have patience with people. And that's what humility means. It's not just a low self-image. It's actionable humility. If it's just a low self-image, then it's not the real thing. The real thing is when Moshe Rabbeinu, when you are being insulted, when you are having somebody interrupt you in the middle of a sentence, when you are having somebody who's being difficult for you to bear, and you bear that person, that's being Moshe Rabbeinu. It's not humility of low self-image. That's the wrong idea of it. And people, that's why they don't understand what the Torah is saying about the concept of how great it is to be a humble person. The greatness of Moshe Rabbeinu was specifically that he was able to deal with people. When he asked Hashem for a leader, for the Jewish people after him, he asked Hashem, find me a leader who could bear the people. And that is what we are suffering with in 2026. I help couples and I'm seeing that people have the biggest problem today, that they can't have patience for the people in their life. A man can't sometimes have patience for his wife's tiredness. A woman can't sometimes have patience for her husband's silent processing. Parents don't have patience for their children's time to cure as teenagers, to grow, to become mature adults. We don't have patience for people. Who is the person who could bear dealing with the craziness of the people that are around him, to bear to deal with the employees, to bear to deal with his learning partner, to bear to deal with his spouse, to bear to deal with the children? That's what made Moshe Rabbeinu great. People feel that they're being abused and they have to step up for themselves, that they shouldn't be abused. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't step up for yourself when you're being abused. But sometimes there's a price to pay. A person could step up to their spouse and destroy their family, and they have kids. A person could step up to their boss and lose their job, and they need these financials. And what are they supposed to do for stepping up with the abuse? And the answer is that we learn from Moshe Rabbeinu that sometimes when you don't step up for yourself, you're giving the space for Hashem to step up for you. Because Moshe Rabbeinu didn't respond to Miriam and to Aaron, because he kept quiet, Hashem stepped up for him. Because he could bear their thing and not step into the place of defense, Hashem defended. And this answers the question why, out of the whole Torah, the only place to say that Moshe's humility, and he's the most humble of all people, is specifically in the time when he's being offended by his sister and his brother, and not in any other time that he dealt with any other scenario. And the answer is because right now he was being attacked by the person, the closest person to him, Miriam, his sister, who was the sister who saved him more than once. And instead of him just defending himself to his sister, which would have been so simple, it would have been so easy for him to explain his behavior. But he didn't. You know why? Because he just knew how to deal with people. He knew how to bear somebody else not understanding him. Totally calm about it. And that's the place where he's shown to be the most humble. And that's the place where Hashem defends him. Sometimes we can't step up to abuse for the meantime. Sometimes I don't believe in living with abuse forever, but I do feel like sometimes you have to deal with the abuse till you get to deal with it properly. And when you just sometimes have to keep quiet, if you do keep quiet, you say, I'm dealing with the situation, I'm bearing the people that are complicated, I'm bearing my child's teacher, principal, I'm dealing with that, you will see that Hashem will step up for you when you can't step up for yourself.